You are here with By the Cover. Today we're going to be reviewing Lock Every Door by Riley Sagar. This book was 368 pages. It took me 2 days to read. I would rate this book a 5.75 out of 10. This review is going to contain some spoilers, so if you don't want to hear those, go ahead and click off now. So first, what I liked about this book. I went back and looked, and the first 100 pages of this book and the last 66 pages of this book I found pretty enjoyable. Those portions of the book definitely kept me interested, and they were exciting to read. I thought the descriptions of the Bartholomew were awesome, and you really get a sense of being in that building. The chapters were short and digestible. I liked the descriptions of what it was like to be poor that the main character portrays, and also kind of the social anxiety that people feel around different social classes. The only character that I really liked in this book was Ingrid when our primary character first met her. While I didn't like the Greta character at first, I did end up liking her the longer the story went on. And I did like the chase scene with Nick and the primary character. I thought that was really well done. As far as my dislikes, there are quite a few. While I didn't predict exactly what was going to happen at the end of the book, I could see some of the twists coming a mile away. I guessed that the hospital that the character was at in the present timeline was actually in the Bartholomew. And I also guessed that the book was going to have something to do with rich people versus poor people. The pacing was bad in this book, like I already mentioned. I enjoyed about 45% of it, and the rest of it was nap fuel. It was basically just running around and talking to people and not getting anywhere quick. The Satanist arc made me laugh. I didn't like that at all. I'm glad it turned out that it wasn't that. It felt like in the portion of the story that was slogging, that there were just unnecessary parts that didn't really need to be there. I never really connected with the primary character, and it's hard to describe why that is, but it basically just felt like she was a robot trying to experience human emotions. She felt extremely clinical. There was some good humor thrown in there, and I did like the portions of her story where we kind of see her past with her family. But for the most part, it just felt like she was an observer. She was just walking around, observing things and making comments in her head or to people. So for some reason for me, there was just a big disconnect between me and the primary character. She just didn't feel real. I also did not like the return of Ingrid, where I really liked her character before she disappeared, specifically in the park scene. She seemed to act like a completely different character when she was reintroduced later in the book. Overall, I did enjoy reading some of this book, and I actually liked the end more than I thought I would, so that bumps it up a little to just a little above average for me on this read. It wasn't the greatest and it wasn't the worst, but that's about it. We'll catch you later.